Okay, host, you got it. You on? Let's go.
All right, I want to thank everybody that's chiming in. This is Monsta and Taz show. We're here today to discuss a topic of something that a lot of guys probably want to talk about, but too scared to do it. Today's topic is simply, what do we want in our relationships from our girlfriends?
Hmm. Well, the first thing
And
that
also, why do we not want to date anymore?
the first thing that come to my mind is everybody got their own individual qualities that they expect from a woman. Mine is simply respect, man. If you can respect me, you know, you you're entitled to do whatever it is you want to do within reason in our relationship. But all I ask for is respect. It's just that simple. This gawking at other guys and in my face and doing little sneaky shit like that. I know that we all do stuff like that, but to make it terribly apparent that is just disrespectful.
Like when it come to me and my relationships, I take them very seriously. Whether you're a girlfriend, you're like a wife to me because I'm going to treat myself accordingly because I've never been one to cheat on anybody or something like that. That's never been my caliber. If I was single, I was single. I could do whatever I want to. But if I'm with somebody, all bets are off. But the one thing that I do not play, like I know females are attractive. Y'all got the curves to make guys want to walk up to you and say whatever.
Show you right.
But if you're not shutting that down off the rip, we're going to have a problem because I'm the very jealous type.
And when it comes to jealousy, I am too. You could look at that one or two ways. You could look at that as, when a person is jealous, it could be over something that's overdone. And you can also look at it as somebody who really, really cares about you. They just don't want any kind of interference in what they're trying to build with you. It's just that simple. I had a situation like that. Just to keep it going, I had a situation like that where this female, she had male friends. Hey man, I get that. But if you start showing up with a male friend that I've never met or seen before, that's a problem. You never told me about this guy, and now all of a sudden I see you with him.
Or a secret friend,
Yeah.
they know. But if you got somebody that's popping up in your relationship, showing up all different times, and you really don't know this person, and they never give you a chance to know that person, then 9 out of 10, there's probably something going on, or they have a history that they don't want to talk about.
See I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
See what
Go ahead.
a lot of people, man, they don't understand. Okay, there's a foundation when it comes to friends of the opposite sex. Okay, now there are some friends that you're really not thinking of having any type of attraction with because of the inside qualities or the outside qualities. You're just not attracted to either one or both. Correct?
Yeah, but sometimes you do have friends that y'all just been friends, but you had an attraction for them, but y'all just stayed in the friend zone.
But then
That does happen too.
on top of that, though, what catering to what you're saying, then you got those friends who you consider to be friends, but you mess around with them on the side. So if a female tell you, or even a male tell you, hey, that's just my friend, that can have multiple meanings here. Come on. How does the
Yeah.
other person know what line is in the sand with that statement?
Yeah, you got a point there, but you got to know your mate. You know what I mean? If
But
your mate is normally the type that's forthcoming, and you know they don't sugarcoat anything, they just tell you exactly how it is. If they say that's just friends, It ain't never been nothing like that. I'll give you a prime example. Brown Sugar. Remember that movie?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Hmm.
Remember how he was a they argued about so much, but they was close. They had a bond. She knew what type of drink he liked, all kind of stuff. And they had a history where they tried, but it didn't work. But they just stayed friends.
Hmm.
And when they started getting into more adult situations, they was realizing that, hey, I don't understand why we been friends for so long when we know each other like the back of our hand.
Hmm. It could be love behind them friends, a secret love behind them friends, or a secret above caring, if that makes any sense. But I've heard several people have different opinions on this. I've heard, hey man, you really can't have friends of the opposite sex. I agree with that. Then I disagree with that because I have a play sister. Okay, um, I had been, you know, you know, like that with her for a very long. I'm talking since high school. Okay, but the thing is, it was a line drawn with that. You know, her kids are authentically my niece and nephews. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you see what I'm saying? So not on a blood type thing, but a bond type thing. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, that's how it is with my sisters.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, when people make this is just the problem that I have. When people make those statements, and especially behind those statements, they're hiding them from you, which I have had a scenario like that. Like you said, there's a very, very big problem with that. I've never met this guy before, and now all of a sudden I pop up and see you with this guy. Okay. Now, it wasn't a thing where I told you I was coming through, or I told you to meet me here and then he was there. This was a thing where I popped up on you and, to surprise you with a gift or whatever the case may be. And boom, this guy was there. Then when I ask you who this guy is, you go, oh, that's just my friend. So, I'm saying this in a scenario that I had. So I get kind of upset and I go, okay, well, how come I never met this cat before? Oh, okay. See, this is why I never tell you about, my guy friends. Okay, so you've been knowing me all this time, and you don't think it's logical just to talk things out with me in order to try to figure this out with these male friends that you have,
I
right?
put it like this. On the outside looking in, have you ever been in a situation where you actually sat there and kicked it with your girl with this friend?
No, never met this guy before. Never heard of this guy before, and all of a sudden I see you with this guy. That's the thing.
Well, how
When we
long was they together? Did she know him?
I didn't even get down to the needle and thread with that because I felt so disrespected by the whole situation because I never met the guy. Oh, and here's another degree catering to the me being upset about the whole situation. This particular female, okay, she would say, hey, I'm gonna come through, I'm gonna come through, I'm gonna come through, I'm coming through, and she never came through. At first she used to, but now all of a
Spin
sudden
move?
it could be that. But here's my thing though. Now listen to this real deeply. Now, if you say you're coming over and it's been weeks and weeks and weeks going by, and then you keep telling me, oh, I fell asleep, this and that, this and that, then all of a sudden I see you with this other guy. So that tells me where you've been. Am I wrong to make that assumption?
Well, that goes to, well, they work schedule. They work a lot. When they sleep or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So has there been a history of her, I'm kind of tired, I fell asleep,
Um,
that kind of thing?
yeah, but see, the thing is, before it was a thing where she would make a super duper effort to come through, and just because she wanted to be with me, she would make an effort to come through. Yeah, when she came over here, she might have fell asleep, but the establishment of at least being around me and the comfort of me just being there was enough for her, and it was enough for me. But then all of a sudden you take that element away, and then I see you with a new person that I've never seen before. You could put puzzle pieces together. Either the puzzle pieces fit or they don't.
Well, I hate to say this, sometimes the opposite sex gets bored. Was y'all always outgoing, going places, doing things?
Absolutely. But you
So
know,
she had no reason to come by.
wait. What do you mean?
She really had no reason to come by. Like she really was just blowing you off.
You, you can say that. Now, just to be fair, okay, because I'm hearing in your tone that you're neutral, and I appreciate that. I actually admire that, and I actually respect that. Now, catering to being neutral, okay, there were times where I might have to work a double or something like that, but I still made an effort to go out with her. And here's another thing, catering to that. There were offers on the table to be taken out. I don't need to go into specific details, but there were offers on the table to be taken out. Oh well, yeah, we could do it, this and that. We make the plans to do it, and then all of a sudden, the plans change. So, what do you think about that?
Well, given my history, I'm the type, if I say, hey, let's go out to this restaurant and go catch a movie. Let's just say we want to do something like that. And then last minute she wants to change things. I have a problem with that. My personal opinion, because first of all, if we made plans and we both agreed to them, let's do it. Now I can understand if we out and about and we say, you know what? And she might say, hey, let's go to this club and hang out there right quick. I can
Mm-hmm.
understand that. But if you take the plan and just twist it and manipulate it to what you want, that's not part of the plan. That's not part of the pact that we made.
Mm-hmm. And with that in mind, um, like I said before, we all have different thought patterns. What we consider to be considerate towards us, someone might look past that and be inconsiderate towards us as far as our feelings go, as far as the situations go. For one, I agree with you. We're supposed to be on the train heading in this direction. To make several stops in between that, or derail or reroute, is not that's not going to compute well with me. Okay, I have a severe problem with that. But that just caters to what you want to deal with. Can you deal with that from that person? It's really, really hard to go out here and find someone that's exactly on the same thought pattern. It really is. How do you feel about that?
Well, every relationship, everybody know it from the beginning. It's all give and take. You're gonna give a little bit, you're gonna take a little bit.
Exactly.
But if you're always taking, that's not a good relationship because you're just trying to dominate things when I'd say 50-50 is supposed to be all around the board.
And that's another good point to what you're saying. How do you feel about the issue of men always having to come up with the ideas of where we're gonna go, or paying for everything? How do you feel about that?
Okay, you just asked two questions. One, I had no problem with coming up with ideas. But if I'm not coming up with the ideas, hey, there are two people here. You come up with some ideas.
Yeah.
I understand that everybody got their own slice of life. They live things differently. They do different things. But you got to have some compromise in the beginning. Like I said, it's give and take.
Right.
But as far as always having to pay for everything, I have no problem with that to a certain degree. Like if I'm going out, spending all my time and money with you, I don't ever want to hear about you always broke
Because it
because
don't
I'm
happen.
spending all my money on you.
Mm-hmm.
But if
Mm-hmm.
you're not spending any money, what are you doing with your money?
I I agree, and I
Because a
also
lot of things that people forget, there's not a lot of people don't want to talk about it. But one thing that I've had happen to me, and it was a cool thing when it happened, it kind of threw me off. I actually went out Dutch. And I was like, what is actually going out Dutch? She broke it down to me and everything.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Open
I think that when you go Dutch, you know, I mean, it's always been tradition when you meet a female, like, can I take you out? I mean, yeah, it's always been tradition like that. But eventually, if that's tradition and that's what they used to, I get it. But the Dutch thing, that is really something that needs to be, because it shows appreciation from both sides. Hey man, I'm gonna take this dude out. He's really good to me. He deserves it. It's a deserving thing. Wouldn't you take a female out that deserve it, or just one that demands it?
I'll take one out that deserve it versus
Thank you,
demand.
thank you, thank you.
Because we live in a totally different society where I hate to say it, I've seen a lot of videos on it. I've heard a lot of people talk about it. A lot of women today are more masculine than they used to be in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say that is because I'll give you a prime example. Like chivalry. Like you can sit up there and you go somewhere and you'll open the door, see a lady walking up, you'll hold the door for her, and she'll just walk in and won't even say thank you.
God, that get on my nerves. That really is
It's
get on
like
my
they
nerves.
expect that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they could, you can at least nod your head. Damn, that's where I was going with appreciation. You know, things when things are done, the more you make a person feel like you appreciate them, the more they'll feel inclined to do more things for you and with you. Because how many times have you been with your lady and you came home and she maybe brought you a plate. you know how many times have you felt like, what, one day I'm gonna surprise her and bring her a plate? It just, act of kindness from your significant other, man, that actually stacks up to the point where you would feel inclined to do the same for her, right? It's incentive.
Right.
But when you got those entitled ones, I don't know, that I had talked about energy transfer before. Those entitled ones, they give off a bad frequency. They really do.
Like I had somebody actually say to me, we was at my job and we was joking with the young guy about, oh, he need to go out more and go out on a couple dates. And I said, you know what? You shouldn't go out on a couple dates. You should meet a couple of people and spark up conversations and take them out somewhere local and cheap versus going out on a full blown date.
I agree.
Because if you go out on, let's say you go out on 4 dates that week and you spend a nice amount of money, let's say you spend $80 on each date. That's $320 you spent, and you realize that you don't even want to spend time around them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was telling them, hey, no, what you should do is take it slow, get to know them, take them out on cheap day, go out for ice cream or something.
I agree with that. You know why I agree with that? If you take them out on a major date, it's, in my opinion, it's too distracting. It's too much going on. You know, if you taking them on a major date, it's a lot going on. And you just said taking them out for ice cream because what? You're getting to know them. It's less distractions. It's more time for you to connect with that person. Or see if you can connect with that person.
Right. And we had, it was like four guys and it was like one female. And she said, well, what's wrong with taking a girl out on a date? I said, why should he spend all his money up taking her out on a date? And he don't even like being around her that much.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
should get to know the person first
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
before you go out on a date, an official date. It used to be you could have a cheap date just by going to the movies, but that's not cheap no more.
Hell no. Shit, you gotta take out a filling out your mouth and shit in order to help pay for the damn ticket just to get in.
Don't ask for no popcorn or candy.
Hell no. I mean, you know
But
what? If
but
you
you
go
get
out,
my
yeah,
but you get my meaning.
yeah. Basically, listen. When you're getting to know somebody, I agree. Let it be around somewhere where it's not too distracting. It's too much going on because you know you're not going to get a chance to really connect with that person. Like one of the dates that I had been on before it was just simple. We went to the park. We watched what was going on. It wasn't too much going on, but we got a chance to connect or try to connect. Excuse me. I'm sorry. And it felt good when you talk to somebody. You really get to see everything inside and out. Because I'm telling you, I've read somewhere where in the first 7 seconds, a girl could really find out if she like you from the conversation you have with her. Besides the attraction, I'm sorry.
Oh, they always go for the attraction first.
Yeah, I mean that's a given because when you see somebody, so that's the first thing you see. But you talk to her, it could be a thing where you say something and it just totally just throw her off. You know, but I agree with you wholeheartedly. Go somewhere where it's not a big deal so you can actually try to connect with that person. Cause you have you ever been out on one date and then you just separated the men from the boys and you was like, okay, this ain't for me. I've done it before.
Oh, I'll give you a prime example. I went to a comedy show.
Thrill me.
I'm about to thrill everybody with this one. I went to a comedy show. First of all, remember I said I had sisters. They're not my actual blood sisters, but
Correct.
I respect them like I would my real sister.
Correct.
Okay. This is one of her friends. I'm not trying to push up on her. I'm not trying to smash her. I just wanted to go out to a comedy show, have some fun, hang out with my homeboy, because he brought his wife, and I wanted to bring somebody with me just to hang out and have fun. No strings attached. I'm not trying to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I was so disrespected in that date that I almost left her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if I had been younger, I would have left her.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've done that before. I'm from the old school. Oh, I take you out and we hanging out and you disrespect me. I will leave you there and say to myself, you got to find a ride home now.
And see, and that's another thing. Like you said, as far as the young guy go, why would you take somebody out? Something happened. You take them out to something expensive. Something happened where it really, really, I'm just dare I say it, piss you off. You know, you and then you done spent all this money on this person. This person disrespected the hell out of you. That has happened to me before. I
That's what
had,
happened on that day.
and I got one better. Well, not better, but I got one that'll follow. I went out on a date with a girl, you know, and her sister, and another friend of mine. Okay, she saw somebody, a guy she knew. She went up to him, hugged him, and gave him a kiss on his cheek. So at this point, I know people do that, but I felt like to do that in front of me was it kind of made me feel uncomfortable. Okay. Then on top of that, I didn't even get introduced to this guy, but
Okay,
I'm her
that's the
boyfriend.
problem right there.
Yeah, but I'm her boyfriend.
That's the problem right there.
Now you see how much of a gripe I had with just her being disrespectful. Didn't even introduce
Right.
me. Go ahead.
Right. Like I was saying about the young guy.
Mm-hmm.
He said, no, 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 I don't do that. I don't take females out on dates. I get to know them first. We got to at least hang out at least 3 times before I take them out on an actual date.
Absolutely.
And I said, you know what? Stick to that game plan. I like that. That sounds good.
Absolutely.
He was like, I'm not going to waste my money on you taking you out. And I might go out and just ruin my whole evening.
There it is. And not only that, I'm going to hit you with something very, very important that a lot of people they know, but they don't realize. There is a reason why when we go out as people and we do something, most of the time, not all the time, most of the time we get paid for it. There's a reason why we get paid for our time. And that reason is we can't get it back.
Exactly.
That's why you get paid for your time. When you work a job, okay, not only are you getting paid to do the job, you getting paid for your time. So if you was to go out with someone, you want to make sure that that time is at least lightweight memorable. Okay, because you can't get that time yet back. You do not want to go out with someone and feel like, what did you just say? Like you wasted your time. Because you can't
Like
get
going
back.
out to that comedy show,
Mm-hmm.
you know, was the worst thing besides not getting my time back. I missed half the show pleasing her.
Mm-hmm.
And she created a scene after we went out for drinks at the bar.
Tell us about it.
Okay, short version, she pretty much we bought her a drink, right?
Okay.
And the barmaid knew we had been drinking, so she made sure she gave everybody some water.
Okay.
Now the water glass is bigger than the drink glass.
Okay.
She takes the drink and pours it in the water, and I try to stop her like, no, that's the liquor, don't do that.
Right.
And she said, I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing. And then she takes a couple of sips like, this is watered down.
I'm sorry. Hey,
It's
Wait,
funny
wait.
to say it,
Oh my
but
God.
she actually did that. It did flip out on the barmaid,
Wait a minute.
creating a whole scene. I don't like going out getting into confrontations.
Wait a minute. You poured the drink in the water and then drunk it and then said it was watered down. I mean, can you hear the Looney Tunes theme? Man, I'm in tears over here, bro. I'm in tears. Wait, I have to wipe my face. That is the most fun. Was she already drunk?
Yeah, like I said, I missed
Yeah.
half the show appeasing her because I kept going back and forth buying drinks.
Yeah, man. That
I wasn't even drinking. I was drinking beer.
See, like I said before, that girl was not nowhere near on the same thought process level as you, obviously.
Here's the kicker. Let me finish this. This the kicker.
Mm.
After she created that scene of going off at the barmaid, we like, can y'all just make her another drink? We'll pay for it.
Oh God.
But before she said something to the barmaid, she said to me, "You're not gonna defend me?" And
Oh
I looked
my.
her dead in the eye and said, "No, I told you don't do that." Society has a problem when somebody tell them, "Hey, don't do that." They're stuck in their ways. Oh, I'm not gonna have nobody telling me what I can and can't do. I'm telling you that for a reason because I'm the type of person I'm not gonna say nothing. If I'm saying something, it's a meaning behind it. I'm telling you don't do that because that's your liquor and that's your water.
I'm really, you know, had that have been me in your situation, I I don't know. You know that sound like a blind moment. You know, no offense. You know, that sound like a dingbat move. You know,
Oh, it was worse than that.
whew,
I can go into detail on this. This was
ooh,
the second worst date I ever had.
oh, here we go. Let's get warm.
When we first got there, because it was late, they said, "Hey, if you want to order something to eat, go ahead and order it because we're about to close the kitchen." So I just gave her the menu and said, "Order whatever you like. I got it." Because they about to close the kitchen. So order it now. That way you'll have it. I didn't care about eating because I ate real good before I went out. If I had bought something to eat, I would have been taking it home.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, my friend came with his wife. They ordered some food. They getting they smash on. She looking like, "Well, where our food at?" I'm sitting there like, I told you to order whatever you want now
Mm-mm-mm.
because they're about to close the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Somebody wasn't listening.
Because the food came after the drink incident.
Mm-hmm.
So she gets upset and she goes and starts sitting at the other end of the bar talking to some other couple or whatever. I
Wow.
could care less what they did, but I'm sitting there like, the fuck going on?
See, I mean, you know, like I don't know. It just,
That's why I said she was supposed to get left.
you know, it's been times with me where, whew, like I said, I done had my share of dingbats too, and I'm not saying, you know, hey man, you know, I'm superior in my thought process because I'm not perfect. You know, I have flipped out before. You know, it can happen, but it's just amazing to you the way some people think and the
Yeah.
shit that they try to get away with.
If somebody say to you, "Hey, they about to close the kitchen, hurry up and order some food," what you gonna do?
I'm gonna order my food. I'm gonna speed read the menu and order my food. Come on now.
Yeah. And then on top of it, I'm a big guy. And I know I can get down and dirty with my hands if I have to, but I try and do everything to avoid getting into a confrontation because I don't want to hurt nobody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not taking no chances on going to jail,
Yeah.
none of that.
Yeah.
I feel like you putting me at risk sitting up here causing a scene, which first of all embarrassed me.
Mm-hmm.
Then second of all, you're not listening to anything I'm telling you because I'm telling you what you needed to know. I'm giving you the info that you needed, and you're simply not listening. I don't know if maybe you was drunk or whatever. Maybe I should have took control of the situation, just said, "F it, I'm gonna go ahead and order your food anyway."
Mm-hmm.
But I was a gentleman. I asked you, "Hey, get whatever you want,"
Mm-hmm.
and you said, "I don't want nothing." Then after you cause that scene, you see my people over there smashing their food or whatever, and
Mm-hmm.
you start feeling a certain type of way.
That sounds like a overall horrible date. I was gonna say bad, but I think that was a horrible
No,
date.
horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. So to address, we're getting near that 40-minute mark. So let's address the last question that you had, which was why do we choose not to want to, you know, continue dating?
Dang. Me, I start this one off. I'm going first.
Let's
Look,
go.
one of the reasons I do not want to date, I'm tired of dealing with people who have high expectations when they're lower class.
Awesome. Well put. Well said. Well
The reason
said.
I say that is
Well said.
because you want me to come out here and spend all my money doing this, that, and this, giving you this, and that. And 9 out of 10, you probably got somebody on the side.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get no play, and I'm spending all my money being Forrest Gump, and you already got somebody on the side play. That's the first reason I really don't want to date anymore. If somebody really want me to date them, they have to really show me that they're very serious about being with me.
Which, is a hard thing because it's deception. Deception is all out there with different people. As far as I go, whew, man, you know, I know nobody is perfect, but I swear it seems like I have been getting in, I had been getting into these situations where there's a lot of attitude involved, a lot of snappiness involved. Um, don't get me wrong, you know, I have, like I said before, I've flipped out before and stuff, but when you feel like you have to walk on eggshells with certain people, I don't think that that's going to work. And, as far as answering the question, that's pretty much why. It's just I don't really think that I'm capable of dealing with anybody else's shit. It's really hard for me because of the continuous attitude. And like I said before, don't get me wrong, I have mine, but the severity is just crazy to me. I mean, what about you? Have you had scenarios where it was that bad with attitude?
I usually don't deal with someone that has an attitude because the first thing I'll tell them is, first of all, check your attitude and don't get to yelling at me because I'll never do that to you.
Mm-hmm.
We can sit and talk, we can have a conversation, we can have a debate, but I will not go for yelling at me or flipping out on me because I'll never do that to you.
I just don't understand. You know, hey man, I've seen men flip. I don't want to just sit here and just say, "Oh, women, this, that, and this, and that." Yeah, I've seen men flip out too. I flipped out, but it's just I cannot understand the quickness of some women. I really don't. I mean, and then it used to be a thing where I've said this before. It used to be a thing back in the 70s and early 80s, and it used to be a woman beater thing. The guys would just haul off and hit their women, slap them, and all this other shit. But I swear, if you look at social media, if you look at news, these some of these ladies, or if you want to call them that, some of these women out here, man, they getting very, 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 very violent. I'm talking weapon, smashing your car. I mean, doing all kinds of. See, look, you know what I'm talking about, brother. Come
I'll
on, now.
bust the windows out your
Come on,
car.
man. I mean, it's just been. I don't understand. Maybe I wasn't meant to. Maybe we wasn't meant to as men to understand them. They was just put here for us to have a permanent enigma to deal with. What do you think? Maybe we were
Ooh,
wrong.
that's a good one. Me, I could never sit there and flip out and haul off and just backhand somebody. I mean, I got big hands. That's like a fist if I do that.
And if you,
but
but if you look
but
past the
dealing with somebody,
consequences, like you look at your individuality and what type of person you are. You're not. You don't want to be out like that. You just
nah,
and then
I just
have.
want to be me.
But then, okay, how about this? Have you ever had a female egg you on to try to make you hit them?
Yes.
Ah, here we go. I done touched the
Yes.
nerve. I done touched
Oh,
the
you
nerve.
done touched a nerve on
Here we
that one.
go. Here we
I
go.
put it like this. I had a female flip out on me because I got off of work. And at the time, I had just started a job that was very physically demanding. It was like I was going to the gym every day. So I'm sore from my neck down every day.
Mm-hmm.
I kept the job because it was decent pay.
Mm-hmm.
So I come home and I say, I'm going to go ahead and take a shower and I'm going to cook dinner.
Mm.
But I said, oh, I'm missing this and that. Instead of taking my shower, I left my clothes in the bathroom. And I say, hey, I got to go to the market and get some stuff. You want to ride with me? She says, no. Why you got to go to the market? I was like, we don't have this and that. So she said, well, okay, I'll just stay. I literally get in the market all of 5 minutes, and the market is only about 6 minutes away. What girl you cheating with?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what are you talking about? You left your clothes in the bathroom and you didn't cook like you said, and you said you going to the market. I was like, I'm in the market right now. This is before we had all the stuff where you could actually show where you at on our phones.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm getting dogged out. I'm all kind of you know what.
Oh yeah. Yeah, buddy.
And then I come back, and mind you, I had to hurry up and get up out of the market because I'm standing there, her going off. And I was like, I could ask anybody in the store. There ain't that many people where I'm at. But anyway, I get back. She's going off. She's flipping out. F you.
Wow.
Going to see the other girl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what other girl?
Yeah, that's my favorite one. My favorite one is, I got so accustomed to it, I would just come in the house and just smile. My favorite one is, what BITCH house you going over today? Oh my God, it it ain't funny. It ain't funny. It ain't funny. I'm gonna jump on you. I'm gonna do this, and that. I stop laughing. It ain't funny. Stop it. Man,
stop laughing.
Man, I just could not, because it wasn't so much like I'm trying to mock you, okay? But it's,
yes, you are.
I know, I know what I'm doing, and I know if you want. Here's an example. Okay, I was with someone, and it happened to be my day off, and my mother had asked me. She said, "Could you come over and fix me some soup?" This was her exact words. My mother's the type of woman where she don't ask nobody for nothing. So if she do ask you, she really needs
it.
Yeah. So she had asked me. Now here you got to hear me out on this one, because I want your opinion, and everybody else in the audience if they listening. So I say, hey, I'm gonna go to my mother's house for a little bit. I'll be back in like a couple hours. Maybe an hour and a half, something like that. No, today is your day off and you're gonna spend it with me. And I said, look, when I come back, we can, watch a movie together. We can do whatever you want to do. I'm down for that. But
She said no.
Wait a minute. But I need to go. No, you're not doing that. You're going over some BITCH house. I said, no, I'm not. Yes, you are. I said, okay, I'll make a deal with you. Here comes the compromise, which I shouldn't have to do, but I care. Here comes the compromise. I tell you what, why don't you come with me and we'll go together and then we'll come back together. No, we're not doing that. I don't want to do that. You're going over some chick house. But if I'm including you in coming with me, I'm going to show you what I'm actually doing instead of you making an assumption. Correct?
Correct.
Why she refused to do it? And then she want to block the door and all. It was, man. The bunny hole goes
Block
deeper,
the door.
bruh. She blocked the door.
Oh, that's nothing. Let me tell you what happened after I got back.
Oh shit! Here we go.
You know, she kicked me out that night.
Wow. Mm, mm,
She kicked me out that night, right?
mm-hmm.
I said, I'm tired of arguing. I'm tired of the drama. I'm tired of you always accusing me of stuff that you know I'm not even doing. I'm tired of everything. I'm just tired of being tired.
Mm-hmm.
So I grabbed all my stuff, called somebody to come and get me, and I unloaded all my stuff in their car and left. My dumb butt blocked her. But after 2 months of blocking her, I finally unblocked her. And 2 hours later, I get a phone call. Can you just come over? You ain't got to do nothing. I won't argue or nothing. I just want to have sex with you.
Uh-oh. Wow. That's good.
My dumb butt fell for it.
And you went on over there.
I fell for it. And when I fell for it, I got back in with her, but I wouldn't bring all my stuff there like I did before.
Well.
And I had my own car at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So when she pulled that stuff, remember you said, have you ever been to the point where you was wanting to put your hands on somebody?
Mm-hmm.
She flipping out on me. I don't even remember what she flipped out on me. Oh, she flipped out on me because I wanted to clean up the apartment.
Wow.
We had sex twice that morning. And I said, it's a Saturday. I'm tired of this apartment looking the way it is. I'm going to clean up. Now, at the time, she was supposedly pregnant. If she's supposedly pregnant, why am I finding giant Jose Cuervo bottles all over, half full?
She's trying to pull the wool over you.
Now, either she pregnant and don't care, or she pregnant and she's drinking, or she's not pregnant. It's one of them three.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
But why am I finding all these giant liquor bottles?
Mm-hmm.
So she flipped out on me and made it so bad. She's so drunk, she fell.
Wow.
Flipping out on me, she done fell, bust her, you know what.
Oh, shit.
So she doing all this, flipping out on me, and I'm sitting there like, why is you going off? I mean, we had a good day. You tripping because I'm trying to clean up, and what's the problem?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize I was dealing with somebody that had mental issues. She had to have some kind of mental issues. Why would you want to have an apartment that's nasty and your dude talking about he off today, it's a Saturday, he want to clean up the entire apartment?
There it is.
What's the problem with that? There should be nothing wrong with that.
Mm-mm.
That's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not a good thing, a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
He want to clean everything up on his day off.
I'm pretty sure
Mind
it's a
I'm
lot.
working a physically demanding job on top of that.
I'm pretty sure it's a lot of women that would appreciate that.
Right.
With no hesitation. But shit, we gotta, it's it's well over 50 minutes, man. We gotta wrap it up.
All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna finish this though. This girl flipped out on me so hard, hit me, kicked me, and when I pushed her away from me, I said, you need to stop doing that. She like, what, you gonna hit me? I was like, look, let me tell you something. You dealing with somebody that's totally different than anybody you ever been with. First of all, we on the 3rd floor. If I was really gonna flip out on you, it would be nothing for me to grab you and throw you out that window.
Mm.
That's how mad I was that she was flipping out on me and I didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna grab my bag, gather all my clothes, and I'm just gonna leave
Like a
because
real
I'm
dude
tired.
should.
Yeah, because I'm
Hmm.
tired of you doing this to me. But I'm not gonna ramble on. I want to thank everybody that's listening to the stories of Monster and Taz on the
Yes,
podcast.
sir.
Likes, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll talk to y'all later. Thank
We'll
you
come
very
back
much.
with episode 3. Y'all stay around. Stick around. All right.